Hello everyone and welcome to this session on Thinglink. My name's Pam Currie and I've got a bit of a mute issue to deal with. My name's Pam Currie, I'm from Tablet Academy Scotland and I'm here today to talk to you about Thinglink for immersive and visual learning experiences. So before we get going, first thing I want to do is just give you a quick demo of Thinglink so that you can appreciate what it is and what it does for you as an educator. So Thinglink is a visual learning platform. It's there to create engaging visual materials, and it's really all about video and images to which we add different links. So I'm going to just dive in just now and show you a Thinglink that I made earlier. So we'll just do that just now. And this is a Thinglink that I've been working on, which is all about Thinglink. So I just want to tell you what I did to create this. So the classroom, the virtual classroom image is a background image. And I made this in an app called Canva. Now you'll notice that on this background image, we have these little twinkling tags. So all of these little twinkling tags have content within them. So if I click on this first one here, I can see the Tablet Academy website coming up and I can browse it from within that tab. If I go to this example here, I can see a YouTube video that's been embedded. And if I go down here on this I tag, I have embedded a Google Slides presentation all about Thinglink. So it's a chance for us as educators to create a really immersive space. One background image with all these other bits of content added to it becomes a really powerful learning experience that keeps the learners all on the one page. If I go up here to the map area on the top left, you'll see that I've embedded a Google map, and this one is the Thinglink offices in Palo Alto, California. So those there's a Google map being embedded. If I go down here to the bottom of my Thinglink, you'll notice that I've got 4 schools. Now that's because another reason you can use Thinglink is for 360 virtual tours. So let's take a look at what that looks like. If I click on Abercrombie, then what's going to happen is another Thinglink opens up within this page. And this Thinglink is a 360 tour. So this was taken using a 360-degree camera, which took a full 360 panorama of the school building. I was able to upload that 360 video into Thinglink, and I was able then to add tags. Now this tag is a video, and in this tag there's a welcome from the head teacher to the pupils coming to Abercrombie Primary School. So this was done for a transition project during lockdown, during the time when transition visits couldn't happen. So video there from the head teacher, and then you'll notice we've got these little directional tags, and that's because that links to another Thinglink as a kind of tour. So if I click on that one, it's going to take me, it's going to open up the inside of the building. And this becomes a bit like Street View on Google Maps. So you might be familiar with Street View, where you use the arrows to direct you to different areas of the map, the Street View. And in this example, we've taken you inside the building where there are more videos, this time from the school receptionist. And this was really powerful to bring transition alive and to allow the pupils and parents to see inside the school building during a time when those in-person visits weren't possible. So if we click on the arrows, we just get taken to different parts of the school, and we're able to explore in full 360 panorama all the different areas of the school and interact with the tags within those areas. So this was one in the library, and the teacher here is reading a story. Again, really powerful. So now that we've understood what a Thinglink is, and we've had a look at some of the different types of tags that we can add, I think it's probably a good time to show you how to sign up and how to create an account with Thinglink. So I'm going to just jump into a new tab, and I'm going to search for thinglink.com. So it's thinglink.com. Now, I've already got an account, but I'm just going to log out very quickly and show you this big Start Now button. So if you press that Start Now button, you'll be taken to the account creation or login screen. Now, if you already have an account, you would just sign in with your account. If you've not yet created a Thinglink account, I would recommend that you choose one of the Microsoft or Google logins to create your account. Now, if you do that, you won't need to remember a password, and it will just use your Microsoft account to log in or your Google account to log in. Now, if you're coming at us from an authority in Scotland, you might be using G Suite for Education, and you might be using Office 365 through Glow. Now, both of those are different types of accounts. So if you have an Office 365 account in Glow, that's a Microsoft account, and you would choose that one. If you are using G Suite for Education, you would use your Google Glow account or your independent G Suite login. I've chosen G Suite because G Suite is what I use most often. And if I were to share into Google Classroom, I would want to share through my Google account. If you are using Microsoft Teams, choose the Microsoft login option. But all it does is it opens up your account and it lets you choose which account you want to use to log in. So I'm actually going to choose this one. Then I'm going to hit next. It's going to log me in, and now it's going to ask me for some permissions to give access to my Google account. I'm going to say allow, and that is going to log me straight in to Thinglink. Now, at this point, I'd just like to explain that if you've seen Thinglink before and this looks a little bit different, it's because Thinglink has just launched a new interface. So I'm using the new interface here, but what I want to do is reassure you that the new interface is very similar, albeit a much better user experience. So everything I'm going to show you today is the same process as the previous interface. It just looks a little bit different from an account's point of view. So the one button that both have in common is the blue Create button, and that's what you need to click on to create a Thinglink. Before we do that, however, I just want to talk you through this home page here so that you can understand where everything lives. So you can see that I've got a number of files down here already. Now, you might not have those because you might not have created anything as yet. But as soon as you do, you'll be able to find all your content sitting here in your library, and you can go up here to change the size of the grid that you see. So I'm just going to switch back to the small grid so that I can see more things. There's also a filter option here. So in the top right, just along from the Create button, there's a filter option where you can filter your content by the type of content it is. So if you know you're looking for your 360 videos, you could uncheck the images and just find 360 video content. I'm going to put that back in because I'm interested in images today. So let's just have a look over on the left-hand side, and we'll point out this new feature. So the new feature that Thinglink's just launched is the 360 image library collection. And in here, they have 360-degree images that you can use, clone for your own purposes. For example, if I click on this one of the rainforest, then there are a number of different 360 images that I can actually use for my own purpose. Just going to show you how to do that. So if you're in a Thinglink someone else has made, in the top right-hand corner, you'll notice a little clone button. Now what that does is very clever. It copies this Thinglink to my account, and I can then edit it for my own purpose. So if I just go back, close that down, and I go back to this Thinglink account, I should now have that Amazon rainforest one in there, and I could just go in there and now edit it for my own purpose. That's one of the things that I think is amazing about Thinglink, that we can create resources and access resources other people have made and then clone them to customize for our own context and purpose. Really fantastic time save and a really powerful way to collaborate on the creation of engaging content. So now that I'm in this rainforest one, I've got some more options because I've cloned it and it's now mine and I can edit it. So let's talk through the edit menu on this new Thinglink interface. We have the edit pencil, which we'll go on to in a minute. We have the I indicates privacy settings. Now, this is really important because that affects who can see your Thinglink. So if I click on that, you'll notice that this one is set to public, but I could restrict it to my organization. Now, that only applies if you have an organizational account and you're using Thinglink across the school with a premium account. If you're using the free version, that won't apply to you because you're just using it on a personal level, albeit you can share the content with whomever you like. So over here, you have the option to make it unlisted, which means it won't show up in search, but anyone can still access it so long as they have the link. Don't need to sign in or anything like that. And you can make it private and keep it just for you. I like to keep things public. This is going to be public, so I'm going to click save. And at this point, I'm able to go in and edit. I've got this option here next to the I, where I can rename it. So I would, obviously, this is just called Clone of Amazon Rainforest. I might want to rename that to Amazon, oh, I can't spell, Amazon Project. And that might be something that I'd like to use with my class. So now that I've renamed it, let's have a look at what else you can do. You can put it into a folder. This is another new feature, adding things direct to folders. And then something else that's really powerful is you get statistics and data of who's viewed it, and how many tags they've opened and what your tag open rate was. So that could be really useful to inform your next steps or further developments, things you'd like to add, maybe to get more engagement. So it could be really useful. And you can see how many people have embedded your Thinglink in other websites and whatever else. So that could be really powerful too. I'm just going to go back and show you the next option along, which is a clone button that we've already seen. And this next option on the right, replace background, can also be really powerful. In fact, I had to do it myself this morning. So I had an image, I realized there was a couple of spelling mistakes in the image, but I'd already added lots of tags to it. So it was really simple for me to come along and replace the background. And you also have the share button here, where you can get access to embed code, the share link to share it wherever you want, and various social media integrations, which will just share it directly for you. Most useful ones from an education point of view are the share to Google Classroom and the share to Microsoft Teams. I'm logged in with Google, so I'm going to show you the share to Google Classroom, and you'll see that it opens up Google Classroom in this little pop-up and lets me choose a class and actually set an assignment or make an announcement directly from here. So again, that could be a really powerful time save for you. We'll go back to discuss sharing options a bit more later in the session. So for now, hopefully you've seen how easy it is to clone a Thinglink, and you'll have a better understanding of the edit menu in the new interface here. If you're still using the older interface, you can still do all of these things, bar the folder option, but the settings will be in different places. There's lots of videos all over the internet about the kind of older version, but any new accounts that you create after today will have this new interface. It might just be that your organization's running on the older version, or you've not yet moved over to the new one. So what you can also do is you can move over to the new one by going into your account settings and choosing interface, and then you can switch to the new, I think it's called SIMA. It might be the wrong pronunciation, the new interface. So let's jump back to this Thinglink that I've made. We've had a little look at what Thinglink is. we've gone over accounts and sign in, and we've had a little talk about the types of things you can create. So let's go in and just consider a little bit more about the types of files you can create in Thinglink. So I'm just going to go back to my homepage, and let's talk about the types of images. So over here, this is this little filter, and this basically sums up the types of content you can make with Thinglink. So you can upload a standard image as your background. You can add a video as your background. You can add a 360 image to get that panoramic Google Street View type feel. And you can add a 360 video. So those are the four main types. I tend to use image more than anything else because I find it really easy to create images, upload them, and quickly add tags. I don't need a 360 camera to do that, and video can sometimes take a little bit longer. I find the images incredibly powerful. So let's talk about how you might make images. Two things here to consider. Photographs, so any photograph can be uploaded as an image. So at the moment, I'm just going to show you one of my favorite websites for finding photographs. It's called unsplash.com, and on unsplash.com, you will find a huge library of beautiful images. Now, it's not Google Images, so it's not going to have absolutely everything you're looking for. It's unlikely you'll find things for, small towns in Scotland, but you will find beautiful images about, lots of different topics, current events, business, work, any kind of category. So, for example, if I wanted to find an image of the Amazon for my, I've got Amazon, that's hilarious. So let's find, here we go, does this look, that doesn't look very Amazonian, it's Camid near a lake. Okay, here we go, here's a good one. So what I need to do now, I'm just going to download this image. These images are copyright free. You're allowed to download them. It's always best to acknowledge and give a shout out to the person who took the photograph, but there's no restriction on you using these. You can even use them for commercial purposes. So really recommend Unsplash. Quality of the photographs is phenomenal, and I usually find something useful for whatever purpose, albeit sometimes Amazon, the retail outlet, will be a suggestion as opposed to rainforest. So, these things happen. So I'm going to go back to Thinglink now, and I'm going to hit the create button. Everything starts with the create button. So remember, we're looking for a background image. So I'm going to hit create, and I'm going to find the one that I just uploaded on my device. So I need to get the image onto my device. Okay, now you may have images already on your device. You need to get it onto your device either by downloading it from somewhere or uploading it to your device. And at that point, you can upload to Thinglink. So remember, it's the blue create button in the top right, and then you just find the file that you've uploaded in your documents. I've got mine uploaded here. So let's just have a little look at what we can do when we create the tags and add to our Thinglink. So remember, what we're talking about here is these little flashy, delightful little interactive tags. They kind of blink at you. It's a default setting. I love it. It used to be an option and I used to switch it on all the time. It's now default, and it just invites you to click on them. I've done quite a lot of user testing with children and young people with these type of learning experiences, and they always gave brilliant feedback on this kind of blinking, enticing, intriguing approach that Thinglink has. So up here, remember we've had videos embedded. Remember we had maps embedded. We managed to embed a Google slide. So let's go ahead now and show you how easy it is to create some of these tags. So here's my Amazon image that I just uploaded. I'm going to click the pen icon to edit this now. And here I'm in the editing interface of Thinglink. So there's a column on the left, and this is where everything happens. So you'll notice that in blue, again, attracting your attention, is the blue Add Tag button. So let's just click on that and look at the options that we're faced with. So you'll notice now that I have this little tag. I can click on that and I can drag it anywhere on my image. So I get to place that wherever I want. Now, at this stage, I need to choose what type of tag I want this to be. And that very much depends on the type of content that you wish to display. First of all, we're going to look at text and media. And this is a really, really powerful option for Thinglink. So I'm going to click on that just now. And you'll see that I now have this little window in the middle of my screen. Now, at this point, I am back over to the left because everything happens over on the left-hand side. Excuse me, didn't expect that. Excuse me. So at this point, I can change the icon. Now, if I'm using text and media, I quite like this little book icon because it reminds me of, reading a book. And it looks a little bit like the Immersive Reader icon, which we'll talk about just in a minute or two. You can change the color here. There's not a huge range of icons. I tend to find that they're useful for everything. I did one of these with my niece recently, and she liked a very structured approach and wanted to use the numbers. So she wanted step 1, step 2, step 3. So you've got ABC for that purpose. You've got 1, 2, 3. And you'll notice down here, you can also upload your own icon. So if you have an icon of your own, or you want to customize it a little bit, you can upload your own icon. Now, they need to be a special type of file. We'll come back to that later, but just to let you know that you can upload your own, and the best place to make your own icons is Google Drawings. So just take a note of that, Google Drawings, and it's an SVG file you're looking for. So Google Drawings SVG, but we'll come back to that in a minute or two. So I'm happy with my, oops, I've deleted my tag. I'm happy with my tag look. Let's just go back and choose the one that I just deleted. So now I need to give it a title. So I'm just going to say, welcome to the Amazon. And that's giving me a title in the box in the middle of the screen there. Now at this point, I'd quite like to find another Amazon photo because I want to add a photo to this as well. So here we go. Let's choose this one here of the Inca Trail. I'm going to download that again from Unsplash, very good website, and then back over to my Thinglink, and you'll see this plus button here on the left where I can add an image or video. In this case, it's an image. I'm just going to pop that in there. Now, if you were to add another image, let's just try that and show you. If I click the plus, and let's just add that original image of the monkey. So now what happens is you'll see these little arrows appear, and this is now a slideshow that my viewers can slide through. It seems the second image is not working too great, but there it's now. So that now becomes a little slideshow. Now, you'll notice that we've got our title, but what's missing is information. So we need some text. So let's just go and find some text. Not from Amazon. Let's search Amazon rainforest. I really should have chosen a better topic. So Amazon rainforest, here's a Wikipedia entry. It's always a good place to find some text. So let's just take some of this text just now, and I'm going to nip back into my other Thinglink, this one. And over on the left-hand side, where it says description, I'm just going to Command V, Control V, and paste that text. And now what we have is our welcome to the Amazon with lots of text information underneath. Now, you might be thinking, we don't want to present our learners with lots of text. Some of them might struggle. They might struggle with reading literacy. And this is where I want to point out something that's really, really powerful about Thinglink, especially when it comes to accessibility. So now that I have this text in, I have another icon that's appeared. And this is the icon for Immersive Reader, which many of you will be familiar with. So Immersive Reader is the product from Microsoft that opens up any kind of text in this kind of more immersive reading environment. At this point, I can play and have my text read to me. And I've also got my text preferences where I can add filters if I need those kind of features. I can change the text size, I can change the font, and then over on the extreme right, I can change the language of my text. So I've just changed that one into Bosnian. So there we go, that one's in Bosnian, and I've now translated it into simplified Chinese. So yeah, lots of options there in Immersive Reader, really powerful for accessibility, especially if you've got a lot of text. How wonderful to have learners be able to change the language, be able to add filters, and be able to have it read to them. Very, very powerful. And any text and media you add in Thinglink will have that feature switched on automatically. I'm just going to close that down just now, and that little tag is there forever. So hopefully you've realised how easy it can be to add a tag to Thinglink. And so far, we've covered one tag type, which is the text and media one. And the result of that is this little link here with the Immersive Reader. So now seems like a good time to move on and look at other different tag types. So again, I'm over to the left-hand side. I'm going to click Add Tag, and let's now consider the text label. This one is really straightforward. It basically adds just a little bit of text, just literally a short piece of text. I sometimes use this for giving more information about what a tag type is. So for example, I might say start here. And when I do that, I could move it up here beside my other tag, and people, when they hover over it, will see start here. That could be useful, and I'm sure you could think of lots of other more creative ways to use that type of tag. But dead simple, it's just literally a little piece of pop-up text that pops up when you hover over the icon. Okay, that's us covered the first two different tag types. So we've got text and media, and we've looked at the text label. One of the most powerful tag types, though, is the next one that we're going to look at, and that's where we can add content from a website. So I'm going to click on that just now, and what you'll see here is that we have no content because we need to add it. So let's think about this other example that I made here. So our example here where we had a Google map. So let's add a Google map. I'm going to go back to this Thinglink here, and we're going to try and find, I'm going to go to Google Maps for a start. So here we are in Google Maps, and I'm just going to search for Amazon rainforest. There we go. So now, obviously, the Amazon rainforest is a big place, but let's just zoom out a little bit. We've got this place here. Let's try and now share this map. So if I clicked on Google Maps on the share icon, then you could do this with anywhere in the world, absolutely anywhere. I now need to click on embed a map, and you'll see here that I now have this generated code, which I copy. I don't need to understand it. I just copy it to my clipboard, back to my Thinglink, and underneath here, where it says embed code or URL, I paste that code, and all of a sudden, I've embedded my Google map of the Amazon rainforest into my Thinglink. And because it's a map, I'm going to change the icon, and I'm going to make it the map marker. And I like to choose a tag that stands out against my background, so I'm going to choose the red one, and we'll put that one up here. So that's my Google map. One of the other things I showed you was that you can embed Google Slides. So let's just go into my Google Drive. Here we go. We have this welcome to Thinglink file. So I'll click on this one. We have this file here. Now, what you don't want is the regular share link, okay? So if you click the regular share link, you're going to come into problems. What you want to do is go to File, and then you want to click on Publish to the Web. And here you'll get your embed code. So I'm going to click embed code. I'm going to click Publish. Yes, we want to publish. And again, automatically selected. We have the embed code. I'm just going to copy that. So I'm just going to copy that. And then I'm going to go back to my Amazon Thinglink. And just to demonstrate how a slide embeds in a Thinglink, we're going to click Add Tag. Remember, we're on content from a website. So I'm just going to paste that in there. And you can see that my slideshow is fully embedded. Let's just go for the information icon. And you could, so if I'm a viewer of this Thinglink, I can just browse through the slides, interact with them. I can go full screen with the slides, and just go through them one at a time. So really, really powerful as a way of bringing together lots of different content into a learning experience. So that was my embedded Google Slides deck. So far, we've added some text and some media with the Immersive Reader accessibility options. We've added our embedded Google Map, and we've embedded a slides presentation from Google Slides. 3 really powerful things you can add to your Thinglink. But that's not all. Let's have a look at some more. So one of the great things you can embed is YouTube videos. So let's just have a little look at Amazon Rainforest and see what we see here. Here we go, virtual field trip. Sounds good to me. I'm just going to pause that. I'm going to copy the URL and I'm going to go back to my Thinglink and we're going to add a YouTube video. So for a YouTube video, we're looking again at this content from a website. You'll find yourself using this type of tag frequently. So I'm going to click content from a website, and I don't need the full embed code from YouTube. All I need is the link and my video becomes embedded. Again, I'm going to change my icon, and this time I'm going to choose a video icon just so that people know it's a video. So then we've got our video. Let's pop that up there beside those other ones. And you can see that we're starting to build up quite a collection of content into our Thinglink. Okay, so one other thing I want to explore before we go any further is the idea, excuse me, I'm in the wrong place. So the idea that you can add audio. Okay, so let's just click on text and media, and you'll notice that you have the option to upload audio. Now, this could be really powerful. If we are in a rainforest, we might have been able to get hold of an MP3 or an audio track with rainforest sounds. That could really help with the immersive experience, because what would happen there is people would hear the sounds of the rainforest as they were in this experience. Now think about gameplay, because we're competing for attention, you know, with Xboxes and PS4s and YouTube videos, and you know that's maybe why we need this more visually engaging content in our Google Classrooms and our Microsoft Teams, because you know the document worksheet with lots of text, it's maybe not the most engaging medium. It might have, you know, it would have been a great resource in a classroom with you there to cajole them on and, you know, drive the learning forward. But in a remote experience where you're not present, maybe the learning needs to be more engaging and more like something like Thinglink. So audio in gameplay and audio everywhere can be really powerful and just giving you that kind of immersive feeling where you become involved in it. And let's think about what another type of audio you could add, because your teacher's voice could be really powerful in opening your Thinglink and adding a bit of audio content there. So just wanting to point out that you can add audio in there and it becomes another way just to immerse your learners and to guide them. So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to hit done. And I'm going to just come out of my Thinglink now and just show you it from the perspective of the viewer, where there is our slides deck, there is our Google Maps, and here is our YouTube video. And then remember the really powerful text with Immersive Reader option. Now we don't have a lot of time left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share out this Thinglink here with you. after the session. So I'm going to make this available on the website. I'll just put it underneath the Thinglink session. And in here, you've got lots of further learning about Thinglink. So just going to take 30 seconds to talk you through what that learning is. So here, on this question mark, oh, I'll fix that before I've got something that doesn't work. But I'll fix that. So over here, we've got access to Thinglink itself, so that will take you to Thinglink, and that will let you sign up for an account. Excuse me. Here we have a video all about Thinglink that just explains what it is and takes you through a bit of a training course on it. So handy little video there. And remember, we've got all the examples down here of the school tours. We've got a video here about the new interface. It's called SIMA. So this is the new interface that we're using just now. You can see that there. And I'll add in some, oh, we've already added them. Down here, there's some more help materials and featured projects from Thinglink. Excuse me. So this is a great little Thinglink here that opens up and gives you some educational use stories that are just phenomenal. The one that I really, really like is this one here that says AP. And this is from someone called Amanda Picard from Highland. And she's just done amazing, amazing, amazing work with Thinglink. So big shout out to Amanda. Some of the stuff she's done is just incredible. So this here just explains what she'd done. So she's there speaking. And if I click this link here, just let's have a little look at what she's done with Thinglink, because this is incredible. So this is Amanda's virtual classroom. She teaches primary 1. So obviously she was in lockdown. She was thinking really hard about how to engage our learners. They're only little. They're not going to respond to, text documents. But maybe they would respond to something more visual and engaging like this. So some of the things she's done is incredible. If we just click one there's a little welcome. There's audio embedded in. And up here, some information about sentences. Video there just to explain what the class is going to be doing. And this kind of virtual classroom background again, which there's an avatar there of Amanda. And she got great feedback from parents in lockdown about this. You can see she's had like lots of views on her virtual classroom, but the feedback from learners and parents was that this was a really engaging medium and a really powerful way to show learning. So heartily recommend the little love heart. It's on the little love heart here, and you can see all the different use cases for Thinglink. I don't have much time left, so one other thing I want to show you is this slides deck here. There's lots of information and learning about Thinglink in there. And then if I scroll down to the bottom, I've got lots of other Thinglinks that you can just use. So these are all from the FlipClax website, where we've been doing quite a bit of work with Thinglink and bringing together resources on topics as a kind of visual topic explorer. So remember, you can use these, you can clone them. So if you're in this Thinglink here, click the full screen to go full screen, and it just becomes a really powerful and immersive resource. Now, you might not be happy with some of the resources that we've added here, but we've got one on Scottish scientists and philosophers. We've got one on Scottish sports people. There's one on the history of video games. We're growing and growing these. There's a Harry Potter one that's proving popular down here. And see, if you view this on Thinglink, then what you can do is you can just clone it, remember. So if you view it on Thinglink, hit clone. Yes, you want to clone it. And now you have your very own version of that resource, which you can edit your own tags, add your own voice, customize to suit the needs of your class. So I think that's a phenomenally powerful thing to do. And that's why I wanted to share these examples along the bottom with you. Remember, I'll share this out with you after the session as well. We're running short on time. So just before we finish up, we're going to talk about how we share. So let's talk about how we share our Thinglink. So here I am in this Thinglink here, I'm going to hit share, and I want to just share out the link. So I'm going to hit copy there, and I'm just going to quickly come back and stop sharing my screen and just talk to you for a little minute. Oh, I see we've got some questions coming in here. So I'm just going to post the link there to that Thinglink out in the comments, and I'll take some of these questions from people just now. Are all of these mobile friendly? Good question, Alan. I've done a bit of playing around with this. And the answer is kind of. So the best option that I've found for mobile is to do a long and thin one. So let's just very quickly show you that. So I'm not sharing my screen. I'm going to share my screen again. I'm just going to share my screen again quickly. And I'll show you this example here. So this one here that I made on climate change, it doesn't look great on a desktop because it's long and thin, but it actually looks awesome on a mobile. So maybe you want to experiment with the size of your canvases. What some people find is that when you've got a kind of presentation size and then you view it on a mobile, what happens is the tags all become really squashed together. So the advice I would give you for that is, if by all means keep using the presentation size because it looks great on a desktop. So oops, that's the wrong one. So if I just scroll down to the bottom, I used a presentation size for this. So presentation, like video canvas, 1920 by 1080p is your size. I use that and I find that it works really well. So if I go full screen on a desktop, look at that, it's the whole screen. Really, really powerful. On a mobile device, it's not so powerful because it doesn't go vertical, it's not responsive. But what I found as a solution to that is to create a responsive one as well, or to keep it like this and just don't have too many tags close together. So that would be my advice around the responsive nature and how it is on a mobile phone. I'm just going to remove my link above. Want to share some from Google ad content. Use the share option, it seems not to be working. I don't have an answer for that off the top of my head. Google won't share, and it's just the. So I'm responding here to Mr. Ambrose and Julie Westmoreland. You seem to be having problems with Google Earth. I've not actually experimented with that, but you know what? I'm going to get back to you on it. So I will add in a comment retrospectively here. Yeah, it's a really powerful tool, Alan. Thanks very much, everyone, for joining us today. It's the first time we've done an event like this, and I really, really appreciate the fact that you've come along and that you're joining in with some of the sessions. Remember, all of the sessions can be watched later. These will become YouTube video links as soon as we're finished with the live stream. So please join them at your own leisure. Catch up anytime. And yeah, just thanks very much for your support and joining us this morning. We have sessions running all day, remember, so please be aware that we're on the go all day, and the next session kicks off at 10:30. So I'm covering Canva in my next session, which is really useful from a Thinglink point of view in terms of creating the background images. So a lot of the background images that I made in Thinglink were created using Canva. Anyway, thanks very much, folks. It's absolutely brilliant to see you here today, and join us again.